There is a quiet truth about attraction that is rarely discussed openly. Women do not always verbalize what they find deeply attractive in men, not because they are being secretive, but because many of the traits that trigger attraction operate on a subconscious level. These reactions are emotional before they are logical, felt before they are explained. When people think of attraction, they often imagine grand gestures, perfect looks, or rehearsed confidence. But in reality, female psychology responds more strongly to subtle habits, small, consistent behaviors that communicate emotional strength, stability, and authenticity without needing to be announced. These habits are often unexpected because they are not loud, they are not dramatic, and yet they quietly shape how a man is perceived over time. The first unexpected habit women find irresistibly attractive is calm emotional control. Not emotional suppression, but emotional stability. A man who does not overreact to small inconveniences, criticism, or unpredictable situations signals inner strength. This kind of composure creates a sense of psychological safety. From a deeper perspective, emotional control suggests maturity. It communicates that the man is grounded, not easily shaken, and capable of handling real-life pressures. Many women may never openly say they admire this trait, but they feel its impact. Calm energy has a stabilizing effect that is naturally attractive. The second habit is focused attention. In a world full of distractions, genuine attention has become rare. When a man listens carefully, remembers small details, and stays mentally present during conversations, it creates a powerful emotional impression. This is not about intense staring or forced seriousness. It is about being mentally engaged rather than superficially responsive. Psychologically, focused attention makes a woman feel seen, and feeling seen is closely tied to emotional connection. Over time, this habit builds trust, and trust often becomes the foundation of deeper attraction. Another surprisingly attractive habit is having a life outside of romantic pursuit. When a man is invested in his goals, routines, and personal growth, it naturally signals independence. This independence reduces emotional pressure and creates intrigue. Women tend to feel more drawn to men who are fulfilled in their own lives rather than those who revolve entirely around seeking approval or validation. This does not mean emotional distance. It means balance. A man who values his time, passions, and responsibilities appears more grounded and purposeful. The fourth unexpected habit is subtle confidence in silence. Many assume confidence must be loud to be noticed, but often, quiet confidence leaves a stronger impression. The way a man carries himself in silence, how he reacts in pauses, and how comfortable he is without constant talking can communicate deep self-assurance. Silence, when paired with relaxed body language, signals that he is not performing for attention. He is simply being himself. This authenticity is psychologically attractive because it feels natural rather than forced. Another habit women find deeply attractive, though rarely admit, is emotional consistency. Inconsistent behavior creates confusion and emotional fatigue. But consistent behavior builds emotional trust. When a man communicates clearly, follows through on his words, and behaves in a stable manner over time, it reduces uncertainty. Female psychology often responds strongly to predictability in emotional character, not in routine behavior. Knowing that someone is reliable emotionally creates comfort. And comfort is one of the most overlooked foundations of attraction. The sixth unexpected habit is respectful boldness. There is a difference between passivity and respectful assertiveness. A man who can express his thoughts, set boundaries, and communicate interest without aggression demonstrates self-respect. This form of boldness is attractive because it shows confidence combined with emotional awareness. Women may not openly say they admire assertiveness, especially in social conversations, but psychologically, it signals leadership and decisiveness, traits that are often associated with security and stability. Another subtle behavior that increases attraction is emotional awareness. This is the ability to notice shifts in mood, tone, and energy without overanalyzing or reacting dramatically. A man who understands emotional dynamics without needing constant explanation appears emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence is consistently linked to long-term attraction because it improves communication and reduces unnecessary conflict. Humor, when natural and situational, is another unexpectedly powerful habit. Not forced jokes or constant entertainment, but light, relaxed humor that makes interactions feel easy. Humor lowers emotional tension and creates positive emotional memories. Over time, these positive associations strengthen attraction in a quiet but lasting way. Self-respect is another habit that women find attractive even when they do not verbalize it. A man who respects his own time, values, and personal boundaries communicates internal confidence. He does not seek approval excessively, and he does not compromise his identity just to gain attention. This signals emotional strength and independence, both of which are psychologically appealing. Patience is also an underestimated habit. In modern social dynamics, impatience often appears as desperation, but patience reflects emotional maturity. When a man allows connections to develop naturally rather than rushing intensity, it creates a more comfortable emotional environment. Women often feel safer engaging when there is no pressure to respond immediately or escalate quickly. Another habit that subtly increases attraction is grounded body language. Relaxed posture, steady eye contact, and composed movements communicate confidence without words. Nonverbal communication plays a major role in how attraction develops. Often, it is these quiet physical signals that shape first impressions more than spoken language. Authenticity may be the most powerful habit of all. Trying too hard to impress can feel unnatural, but genuine behavior, even if simple, creates emotional trust. When a man speaks honestly, behaves consistently, and expresses himself without exaggeration, it becomes easier for a woman to feel emotionally comfortable around him. Comfort leads to openness. Openness leads to connection, and connection often leads to attraction. It is also important to understand that attraction is rarely triggered by perfection. Perfection can feel distant and intimidating, but authenticity feels human. Women are often more drawn to men who are real, self-aware, and emotionally grounded than those who appear overly polished or performative. Another overlooked habit is emotional restraint, not revealing everything instantly, not reacting impulsively, and not over-explaining every thought creates a sense of depth. This does not mean emotional unavailability. It means balanced expression. Psychological intrigue often grows when there is a natural sense of depth rather than constant transparency. Finally, one of the most irresistibly attractive habits is calm confidence under pressure. How a man responds to stress, disagreement, or unexpected situations reveals more about his character than how he behaves in comfortable moments. When he remains respectful, composed, and solution-focused, it signals strong emotional stability. Women may not openly say they observe these moments, but they often remember them. Because attraction is not built only through exciting moments, it is built through consistent emotional experiences over time. In the end, what women find irresistibly attractive is rarely exaggerated behavior. It is the quiet habits, the emotional steadiness, the genuine attention, the calm confidence, and the authenticity that feels real rather than performed. These habits may not always be openly acknowledged, but psychologically, they create a lasting impression. And lasting impressions are what slowly transforms simple interest into deep and genuine attraction.